In this auspicious occasion of National Nutrition Month, September 2020, we, the academic staffs and the students from the Department of Nutrition, Asansol Girls College, are here to spread awareness about healthy eating habits. Our college was established approximately 70 years ago in 1950. It has NAC A-level accreditation and is affiliated to Kazi Nazrul University. Our department was established in 2006 to create future diet experts through the course Bachelor of Science with honors in nutrition.
Everyone, this is Ragni Barnwal
and this is Survi Barnwal.
We are from Asansol Girls College and are up here to celebrate National Nutrition Month. As we all are aware of the pandemic situation due to COVID-19. So, Nutrition Department of Asansol Girls College have arranged a virtual program.
The world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having some of them today here. With this note, I would heartily welcome our principal sir, chief guest, academic staffs and my friends. We need your support to build up this event into a remarkable one.
It's a perfect day to celebrate health and nutrition, isn't it?
Yes, Ragni, as it goes, health is wealth. So let's make health our daily concern, or better yet, every time we plan our meal or pursue a healthier lifestyle.
Yes, my friend, just a little background on this year's theme. It actually promotes identification and tracking of children with severe acute malnutrition (SEM) and plantation drive for the promotion of kitchen garden utensil पोषण के लिए पौधे.
Before we start the program, let me disclose some facts about National Nutrition Month. Government of India has initiated several large-scale supplementary feeding programs and NNM is one of them.
NNM?
Yes, National Nutrition Month. Every year it is celebrated in September with different valuable and meaningful themes. NNM campaign was launched in 1973.
Yes, we have got the right idea on our head. Now, let's formally open this program with a meaningful words from the face of our college, the Vice Principal Sir of Asansol Girls College, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Ghatak.
I am glad to know that Nutrition Department of Asansol Girls College celebrating National Nutrition Month. Really, the entire credit goes to my beloved students of Nutrition Department and also the faculty of the department, faculty members of the department. National Council of Indian Nutrition decided to celebrate the month of September as National Nutrition Month and under the title of Poshan Maha 2020. These include the activities like anemia camp, Pohan rallies, home visits, Poshan Mela, Hard Bazaar, etc. Rashtriya Poshan Maha includes two major activities carried out at grassroots level, and these two are identification and tracking of children with severe acute malnutrition and plantation drive for promotion of kitchen garden. I feel proud to know that my beloved students and faculty members of the Department of Nutrition of Asansol Girls College, in spite of this pandemic situation, are observing the National Nutrition Month through various activities. I strongly believe that they successfully and most effectively perform their activities. I invite cooperation from all corners of the society to make this program a grand success launched by the Department of Nutrition of Asansol Girls College. Thank you all.
What a wonderful and inspiring speech Sergey. Thank you, sir.
Well, Survi, do you know? Today morning, my mother skipped her breakfast while doing household work.
Yeah. According to a survey report by FAO says that almost 65 to 70% people skip their breakfast due to lack of time, work pressure and maximum time due to carelessness.
Yes, and this leads our body to increase production of cortisol, leading us to stress. Skipping meals can also cause our metabolism to slow down, which can cause weight gain or make it harder to lose weight. So, being a student of nutrition, it's my suggestion to everyone, please don't skip your meals, whatever may be the reason.
Now, let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Samuel Seth, sir, the IQAC coordinator and associate professor of botany department of our college.
প্রথমেই আমার কলেজের পক্ষ থেকে একজন উদ্ভিদবিদ্যা বিভাগের অধ্যাপক এবং আইকিউএসির সমন্বয়ক হিসাবে আমার কলেজের নিউট্রিশন বিভাগের স্নেহের ছাত্রীদের অভিনন্দন, শুভেচ্ছা ও ধন্যবাদ জানাই এই সেপ্টেম্বর মাসটি ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মান্থ সেলিব্রেট করার জন্য। তোমরা জানো গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়া প্রতি বছর ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মান্থ পালন করে মার্চ মাসে, কিন্তু এবারের পরিস্থিতি একদম আলাদা। এই অতিমারির সময়ও তোমরা কুকিং কম্পিটিশন, অ্যাওয়ারনেস প্রোগ্রাম, নেসলের সহযোগিতায় বিভিন্ন রেসিপি ডেমনস্ট্রেশনের মতো বায়ুতরঙ্গ নির্ভর প্রোগ্রাম করতে পারার জন্য আরও একবার ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। তোমাদের মনে রাখতে হবে একাডেমি অফ নিউট্রিশন অ্যান্ড ডায়েটিক্স দ্বারা আয়োজিত যে অ্যানুয়াল ক্যাম্পেইন এবং যে থিমসের ওপর গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়া ফোকাস করে, যেমন ইট আ ব্যালেন্স ডায়েট, অ্যাভয়েড জাঙ্ক ফুড, ডেভেলপিং সাউন্ড ইটিং, physical activity habit, aware people about the importance of nutrition for the human body and well-being of health, strong immune system এবং সর্বোপরি নিউট্রিশন মনিটরিং, এই থিমের ওপর নজর দিয়ে মানুষকে অ্যাওয়্যার এবং এনকারেজ করতে হবে তোমাদের। আশা রাখি তোমাদের বিভাগের অধ্যাপক ও অধ্যাপিকাদের সাহায্য নিয়ে তোমরা এগিয়ে যাবে। সর্বশেষে বলি, কলেজে তোমাদের আরও একটি উদ্যোগ নিতে হবে, একটি কিচেন গার্ডেন তৈরি করতে হবে। তার জন্য কলেজ অথরিটিকে বলে আমি চেষ্টা করব একটা ব্যবস্থা করার। সকলে ভালো থেকো, সুস্থ থেকো, সকলকে ভালো রেখো।
Really impressive, sir. Thank you, sir, for your precious and valuable time. As everyone of you is known to the brand Nestle, a lot of Nestle products are eaten all over India, in which Maggi is the most common food item eaten nowadays. So, our online competition was organized by Nestle India Private Limited in association with Asansol Girls College Department of Nutrition, which was held on first week of September 2020, in which Maggi was the mandatory product to be used. It was an online cooking competition.
The theme of the competition was healthy junk food. It was a national level competition in which students from various departments of different institutes across India took part. The competition was a grand success.
Now, here comes the list of the winners. The fifth position was occupied by Sagrika Bhattacharya of Asansol Girls College. The dish she prepared was coconutty Maggi Ravoli.
The fourth position was occupied by Naba Kulsum from Gokhale Memorial Girls College. The dish she prepared was oats Maggie muffins.
The third position and second runner-up of the competition was Nilanjana Gayan from Asansol Girls College. The dish she prepared was Maggie Montas.
First runner-up, second position, was occupied by Sara Bani Kumbhakar from Baranpur Rastroguru Surendra Nath College. The dish she prepared was momo with Maggie soup.
The first and the winner of this competition was Anindita De from Asansol Girls College. The dish which she prepared was Maggie Sheila.
Now, let's welcome Associate Professor of Botany Department, Dr. Suprati Ganguly sir.
National Nutrition Month, previously called National Nutrition Week, celebrated in India every year during September. Nutrition Month celebration aims to promote the consumption of healthy diets, increasing physical activities and reduced sedentary behavior through activities of daily living among individuals and families. The observation of Nutrition Month highlight the policy and guidelines on healthy food among the people of our society and also promotion and development of healthy eating habits by making available healthy, nutritious and of course affordable menu choices and to discourage the eating of unhealthy foods. The majority of the Indian population do not know the value of nutrients. A balanced diet contains all the nutrients in a balanced way. Students of Nutrition Department of Asansol Girls College participate in this year's Nutrition Month celebration by undertaking meaningful activities which will highlight the importance of good nutrition, healthy diet and healthy lifestyle. Students of Nutrition Department of our college through the Nutrition Month celebration create awarenesses among people on making the right choices of healthy foods. Students also give attention to malnutrition and anemia among the babies. During September, the students celebrate Nutrition Month by their different activities like competition of healthy, nutritious food preparation of different types. Students of different colleges took part in this competition. Intense monitoring of the entire process, active mass campaign regarding the importance of balanced diet and healthy nutrition, which play a pivotal role in the development of women and children, which ultimately nurture a good society. পরিশেষে আমি পুষ্টিবিদ্যা বিভাগের সকল ছাত্রীদের এবং অধ্যাপক ও অধ্যাপিকাদের অভিনন্দন জানাই এই নিউট্রিশন মান্থ সেলিব্রেশন করার জন্যে খুব সুন্দরভাবে। And I hope they continue this type of program in future, not for themselves but for our society. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, us by your words. Suvi, don't you think what we eat defines our personality?
Of course, it does. Or we can say like, eating smart will not only make you smart, it's the smart thing to do. It will reduce the necessity of doctors and medicines to maintain your health. So, eat smart, be smart.
Wow, these lines are quite amazing. As all the nutrients are equally important to our body, similarly, all the teachers of our department are equally important. With this, I would like to invite Assistant Professor Pallavi Mazumdar, the convener and the course coordinator of the Department of Nutrition, to share some meaningful words with us.
Hello everyone. I wish each and everybody a very happy National Nutrition Month. So we are going through the month which is known as National Nutrition Month, and each time September we do something special to commemorate the importance of nutrition. 2019 was the year when first the government of India initiated to convert the National Nutrition Week to National Nutrition Month, because importance of nutrition are getting increased day by day. Many people think that nutrition is all about cooking or all about losing weight or only applicable to the diseased person, but this is not the truth. Nutrition is applicable to each of us, and for our healthy future and a good health, nutrition is the key element. So we, the nutritionists or the dietitians or the academicians, celebrate and try our level best to make people aware through our different kind of programs. We at the Department of Nutrition, Asansol Girls College, always try to do many programs and activities and take initiatives with our beloved students every year on different important aspects of nutrition and dietetics to make people aware, to incorporate knowledge into them so that the nation can be healthy. So this year we have two main focus areas, and the first focus area is regarding SAM children. SAM is severe acute malnutrition, and children are the base and the future of our nation. But if they are not healthy at a very early stage, then there is no golden future of our country. So we have to identify this kind of problem at a very early stage and have to implement the proper nutritional support to them, and so that they can be healthy and make ourselves proud and healthy in future as well. And another topic was chosen by the government of India is plantation drive. Based on nutrition. So we all know that plantation is very much important for our environment cause, and when we can add the nutrition aspect to this plantation, this can be a double benefit. So this type of initiative can be done from each and every one, and we can do kitchen gardening, and small little initiative will give us a good return. If we do such kind of kitchen gardening, then we can have some fresh vegetables and fruits at our own, without that also very fresh and free from pesticide as well. And it will also contribute to the nature as a plantation drive. So these are some few basic aspects I would like to discuss with you all, and my fellow teachers, guest speakers will discuss in details in this regard. And this year, as the pandemic situation is going on, we are unable to meet up or gather in physical form, but we are not limiting ourselves. We are doing our level best. So many activities we are doing from our department, and all the activities are being merged in this video. I think this kind of video will help to incorporate various basic knowledge of nutrition to all of you. And for making this kind of video, I would like to first thanks to our Vice Principal Sir, Dr. Sudip Kumar Ghotak, our IQSC coordinator, Dr. Shyama Sheikh Sir, Dr. Shuprati Ganguly Sir, a very senior professor of our college, They really inspire us to make this kind of initiatives. I'm also very thankful to our departmental teachers, Professor Arnav Chatterjee and Professor Kamalika Chatterjee. And a very special name I would like to mention that Professor Rukshana Irani from Raithli College is going to give you a small speech on the importance of National Nutrition Month and its different aspects. So we are very grateful to her for giving us this kind of messages. Though we are distant apart, but we are really very happy to gather together, to become together in this kind of online or virtual platform. Last but not the least, my dear students, all the students from various semesters are very much energetic and they have contributed so much time and effort to make this kind of initiatives. So at last I would like to tell you that be cautious, be healthy, and for that choose a wide variety of food ingredients, specified nutrition, and that nutrition proper guidance can be availed only from a qualified nutritionist. Here there is a situation where we have to see that many people are pretending that they are nutritionist or dietitian, but it is not like that. We have to make us aware ourselves that nutrition should be proper customized, and that as well advice can be given by only qualified nutritionist or dietitian. So be cautious, be aware, and stay home.
Very impressive, ma'am. Thank you for your precious time and wonderful speech. Before moving further, we would love to disclose some history about our college, which I think you guys would like to know, is it?
Good idea, Survi. I think they would love to know more about our college.
Our college was established in 1950. They said the premises of Monimala Girls High School formed their foundation until 1962, when they moved to their own building.
Yes, and for that reason it was known by local people as Manimala College. But Asansol Girls College was always the official name.
Yes, initially the college was affiliated to University of Calcutta. After Burdwan University started in become affiliated with that university.
Finally, on June 2015, Asansol Girls College got affiliated to the Kazi Nazrul University, Asansol, and on December 2016, the college was re-accredited by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council (NAC) with A-level accreditation. We all feel proud to be a part of this college.
Now, I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to the chief guest of today's program. We are excited to hear some words from her. So I request Professor Rukshana Irani ma'am, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Food and Nutrition, Radhgai College, West Bengal, to continue our event by sharing some words with us.
Namaskar to everyone. I, Rukshana Irani, Assistant Professor and Head, Department of Food and Nutrition of Raidigi College, feel extremely privileged that I have been given this opportunity to express my views and share certain extremely valuable facts regarding National Nutrition Week, or rather we can say National Nutrition Month. And for that I am extremely grateful to the principal, the IQAC coordinator, the faculty members of the Department of Nutrition of Asansol Girls College. As we all know that this idea of observing National Nutrition Week was conceived by Food and Nutrition Board, which is under the Ministry of Women and Child Development, Government of India, in the year 1982. Since then, we are indulging ourselves in various activities with a motive to intensify nutrition awareness and its profound impact on health and well-being. In March 2018, Poshan Abhiyan or National Nutrition Mission was launched by our Prime Minister with a vision to ensure attainment of malnutrition-free India by the year 2022. And to give momentum to this Poshan Abhiyan, National Council on India's Nutrition Challenges on 24th July 2018 decided to celebrate the entire month of September as National Nutrition Month or Rashtriya Poshan Mah. But in this unprecedented situation, this pandemic COVID-19 has turned our life upside down. But the convergence mechanism, which is still striving towards its goal even in this challenging time of public health emergency. This year, there are two major activities. The first one is identification and tracking of children with severe acute malnutrition. And the second one is plantation drive for the promotion of kitchen garden, that is Poshan ke liye paudhe. Both these two approaches are focused to improve the nutritional status of population belonging to vulnerable group that may be caused due to economic crisis or ignorance, and thus can significantly promote a progressive and strong nation. The prevalence of severe acute malnutrition children in India has been a critical issue since decades. Due to this, our children are incapable of performing to their optimum potential, which can act as a colossal hurdle in the path of our country's development and productivity. But yes, identification and tracking can act as the first step towards our goal achievement. The first 1,000 days of a child's life is extremely important. As we know that when a baby is born, it should be breastfed within an hour of birth, and then exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months is extremely important. Then after completion of 6 months, complementary feeding, or we say weaning, should be started, and along with it breastfeeding can be continued till 2 years. Then deworming tablets, administration of deworming tablets is extremely important. Proper immunization can be very much effective. Then vitamin A supplementation, regular growth monitoring can be very important in prevention of growth faltering. Then diarrhea is a major problem if we talk about children health. So people can be taught about the hygienic practices, the importance of safe drinking water, the importance of ORS, oral rehydration solution with zinc supplementation. They can be taught to make oral rehydration solution at home as well. They should be taught about the importance of balanced diet, about the importance of the food items which are available that are not very expensive, and how they can be incorporated in their diet. They can be taught about that. If we talk about the promotion of kitchen garden, the Poshan ke liye paudhe, then it is also very much essential, because raising a kitchen garden will require a little bit of effort, but will provide us many benefits. It will not only provide us nutritious food at a much cheaper price, but it will be highly nutritious definitely, but it will also be free from chemicals and harmful pesticides. And our physical activity will also increase, that is an additional benefit. And at last, I would like to say that being a member of a fraternity which is directly associated with nutrition, health, holistic nourishment, I think it's our responsibility to educate people, to tell them the significance of leading a sustainable life. Life is priceless, so enjoy it sensibly. Take care of your children, take care of yourself, try to adopt a healthy lifestyle, try to understand the medicinal properties of food, and take care of yourself. As I said earlier, stay healthy, stay happy, and maintain social distancing, and wear mask whenever it is required. Please wear mask. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you, ma'am, for taking out time for us from your busy schedule. It's been our pleasure to have you with us, and we look forward to seeing you again for the upcoming programs. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, moving further to the exciting part of the program, it means competition. It is named as oral competition. This competition was organized by Department of Nutrition of Asansol Girls College. It was a national level competition which was virtually oriented for UG and PG students.
In this competition, participants were asked to upload a oral presentation video of 5 minutes on the topic immunity boosting role of Indian foods and ingredients.
Immunity booster plays a vital role in everyone's life. Immune system maintenance require a steady intake of all the necessary vitamins and minerals.
However, it was a competition, so it was mandatory to select the winners, which was really a tough task for our judges. As all the participants did a great job, so certificates will be provided to each and everyone, including the winner.
Now, we will display the top 3 video presentation of the participants, which is based on the judgment of the judges. In the 3 videos, one is the winner of the competition.
Hello, I am Shuchana Roy, student of Vidyasagar Day College, Department of Food and Nutrition. Our immunity can be solidified and enhanced by adding some Indian Ayurvedic ingredients that help to cleanse our body, along with aiding digestion, metabolism, absorption of nutrients and more. These include number 1, neem. It is used as potent immunity booster due to its medicinal properties. The antibacterial and antifungal properties of neem purify the blood from harmful toxins. Number 2, cinnamon. The antibacterial and antifungal properties of cinnamon make it powerful booster of immune system. It has anti-inflammatory properties and is said to help reduce the risk of infections and diseases. It is rich in antioxidants. Number 3, drumsticks. These are boon for diabetes that help to reduce blood sugar level significantly. It provides a healthy bone structure due to the presence of high amount of calcium and iron. Number 4, bay leaves. The antioxidant vitamin C gives the bay leaf antiviral properties, heals wound and neutralizes the harmful effects of free radicals. Linalool present in bay leaf help to reduce from stress and boosts the immune system. Number 5, red chili. It maintains blood pressure. A compound called capsaicin present in red chili that helps in increasing the body's metabolism rate that directly burns down calories. These are jam-packed with vitamin C that helps in supporting the immune system and combat against chronic diseases. Number 6, turmeric. Curcumin present in turmeric that help in fight against viral replications, reduces inflammation, etc. Number 7, pepper. Piperine present in pepper is rich in antioxidants. It has anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties that help to cleanse our body from harmful toxins. That's all. Thank you.
A warm welcome to everyone. Myself Sanchari Das of 3rd SEM is here to represent my topic on immune boosting role of the Indian food and ingredients. In this current pandemic situation, as it is very important to maintain social distancing, use masks, hand sanitizers, side by side it is also important for us to maintain a sound immune system so that we can fight against this virus. So before I start into my topic, let us know what is immunity. Immunity is the ability of an organism to fight against this pathogen by sensitizing the white blood cell in the body or specific response in our body. Our immune system may lower down because of various reasons. One such reason may be due to insufficient intake of the macro as well as the micronutrients. So here I discuss about some Indian food and ingredients which help to increase our immune system. Citrus fruit. Fruits like oranges, lemons, limes, Indian gooseberries, which are rich sources of vitamin C and antioxidant. They increase the count of white blood cell in the body, and the white blood cell plays the main role of the defense mechanism. Apart from these berries, they are rich sources of antioxidant phytochemicals which removes the toxic metabolites from the body. Ripe papayas, most of us do not like to have it, but after knowing the health benefits, we would like to have it. They are rich sources of vitamin A, vitamin C, zeaxanthin, carotene, lutein, lycopene, and this antioxidant-rich lycopene helps to increase the count of white blood cell in the body, which helps in immunity boosting. So fruits must be included in our daily diet. Green leafy vegetables. Go green to boost up your immunity. Yes, that is a statement which has been stated by many researchers. So, they play a beneficial role and they must be included. They are rich sources of vitamins, minerals, dietary fibers, antioxidant. To name a few, spinach is a rich source of vitamin A, vitamin C, iron, zeaxanthin, lutein, beta-carotene. It also helps to improve vision. Broccoli is another vegetable which belongs to the cruciferous group. It is a rich source of vitamin A, vitamin C, dietary fiber. Further, it consists of a compound that is sulforaphane, which helps to fight against a wide range of diseases. So, green leafy vegetables do play an important role in the daily diet and must be included in our diet. Mushrooms are a rich source of protein, selenium, vitamin B6, vitamin C and dietary fibers. They also help to reduce the inflammation in our body and also enhance the boosting ability in our body. Nuts and almonds are rich sources of protein, omega-3 fatty acid, copper, zinc, and they must be included in our daily diet. They also help to maintain a proper heart health. And they also help to reduce the oxidative stress in our body. Some spices like turmeric, ginger, garlic have antibacterial and antiviral properties, and they must also be consumed because they help to cure against sore throat, inflammation, cold, various kinds of infections. The bioactive compound in turmeric is known as curcumin, which is anti-inflammatory and is a cure against rheumatoid arthritis. Ginger consists of a bioactive compound gingerol, which helps to reduce inflammation in the body and it's also a cure against sore throat. Garlic. The immunoboosting properties of garlic is due to a presence of a sulfur-containing compound which is known as allicin. Apart from this, yogurt is a rich source of vitamin D. It has natural immune boosting properties and is also recommended for increasing the count of white blood cell in our body. Certain seeds must also be consumed. One such example is the sunflower seed, which is a rich source of vitamin B6, vitamin A, selenium, phosphorus, magnesium. They keep our immune system boosted at all times. Certain probiotic food like apple, barley, oats, flaxseed, kiwi must be included in the diet as they promote some healthy living bacteria in the gut. They also improve digestion. So we must keep in mind that our immune system is the first line of defense against any kind of pathogen. And in order to maintain a sound and a strong immune system, we must consume food or ingredients which are rich in immunity. All this food must be recommended in our diet for a better and a healthy you. Thank you.
Congratulations to the finalists of the competition, but keeping it a suspense, before announcing the name of the winner, let's listen few words from our judges.
I humbly request the judge of the competition, Assistant Professor J.T. Convener of Department of Nutrition, Professor Arnab Chatterjee. He guides us in every way. Really, sir, you are an inspiration to all of us.
নমস্কার, আমি অর্ণব চট্টোপাধ্যায়, আসানসোল গার্লস কলেজের ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ নিউট্রিশনের অধ্যাপক। আমাদের ছাত্রছাত্রীরা ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মান্থ সেলিব্রেট করার জন্য একটি ভিডিও তৈরি করার পরিকল্পনা নিয়েছে। তো সেই ভিডিওতে পার্টিসিপেট করতে পেরে আমার নিজেরও বেশ ভালো লাগছে। এই ধরনের সচেতনতামূলক অনুষ্ঠান আমাদের কলেজ থেকে নেওয়া হয়ে থাকে এবং আমরা চেষ্টা করি যাতে মানুষের কাছে আমাদের বক্তব্য, আমাদের নিউট্রিশন সংক্রান্ত বিষয় সেটা যেন সাধারণ মানুষের কাছে খুব ভালোভাবে পৌঁছাতে পারে। কারণ আমাদের যে সাবজেক্ট নিউট্রিশন বা পুষ্টিবিজ্ঞান, সেটা সম্পর্কে বহু মানুষের মনের মধ্যে নানা রকম ভ্রান্ত ধারণা অনেক সময় থেকেই যায়। ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মান্থ মূলত আমাদের জাতীয় পুষ্টি মাস। এটা ভারত সরকার পালন করে আসছে বিগত বেশ কিছু বছর ধরে। এটার একটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ দিক হচ্ছে ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন স্ট্র্যাটেজি। ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন স্ট্র্যাটেজি যেটা পরবর্তী ক্ষেত্রে আমাদের ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মিশনকে ক্যাটার করেছে। ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মিশন তৈরি হয়েছে নীতি আয়োগের আন্ডারে এবং অসাধারণ কাজ ভারত সরকার, গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়া তাদের নিত্য নতুন পলিসির মাধ্যমে নিচ্ছেন এবং আমাদের টার্গেট প্রত্যেকেরই 2025-এর মধ্যে স্টান্টিং, অ্যানিমিয়া, আন্ডার নিউট্রিশন মানে সঠিক উচ্চতা, অনুচ্চ শিশু বা ধরুন রক্তাল্পতা বা ধরুন একটি পার্টিকুলার বয়সের রেসপেক্টে বাচ্চাদের সঠিক ওজন যেটা হওয়া উচিত সেটা প্রাপ্ত না হওয়া, এই ধরনের সমস্যাগুলো ভারতবর্ষে আছে। এই সমস্যাগুলো থেকে ভারতবর্ষ বেরিয়ে আসার চেষ্টা করছে এবং সেই প্রসঙ্গে 2012-এর যে ওয়ার্ল্ড হেলথ অ্যাসেম্বলি, সেখানে ভারতবর্ষের যে কমিটমেন্ট, সেই ভারতবর্ষের কমিটমেন্টকে রক্ষা করার জন্য আমাদের দেশ বদ্ধপরিকর। এবং সেই প্রসঙ্গেই প্রতি বছর ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মান্থের মধ্যে দিয়ে ভারতবর্ষের জনগণের কাছে ভারত সরকার এবং ভারতবর্ষের প্রত্যেকটা নিউট্রিশন সংক্রান্ত যে সমস্ত মানুষেরা কাজ করছেন, যে সমস্ত মানুষেরা গবেষণা করছেন, যে সমস্ত মানুষেরা নিউট্রিশনটাকে মানুষের কাছে পৌঁছে দেওয়ার জন্য, যে সমস্ত স্বাস্থ্যকর্মীরা একেবারে গ্রাউন্ড রিয়ালিটিতে যারা কাজ করছেন, বিশেষত ধরুন আমাদের আশা ওয়ার্কার, ICDS ওয়ার্কার যারা আছেন, তারা প্রত্যেকেই বদ্ধপরিকর। আমরাও শিক্ষক হিসেবে আমরা যারা নিউট্রিশন সাবজেক্ট নিয়ে পড়াশোনা করছি, অল্প বিস্তর গবেষণার সাথেও যুক্ত, তারাও চেষ্টা করছি যেভাবে হোক মানুষের কাছে ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মিশন আমাদের সরকার যেটা নিয়েছে সেটাকে মানুষের কাছে পৌঁছে দেওয়ার জন্য, তার সুফলগুলো মানুষ যাতে বুঝতে পারে সেই ধরনের কর্মসূচি বেশ কিছু নেওয়া হচ্ছে। এবং সেই প্রসঙ্গে এই বছরের আমাদের ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মান্থ যে আইডেন্টিফিকেশন অফ সিভিয়ার অ্যাকিউট ম্যাল নিউট্রিশন চাইল্ড, ম্যালনারিশ যে চাইল্ড সিভিয়ারলি অ্যাকিউজ যারা, তারা সিভিয়ার অ্যাকিউট মানে যারা যে সমস্ত বাচ্চারা ম্যালনারিশড, সেই সমস্ত বাচ্চাদেরকে সঠিকভাবে ডায়াগনোস করতে পারা, এটা একটা খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ দিক। সে প্রসঙ্গে অনেক কাজ হচ্ছে। বিশেষত ধরুন নিউট্রিশনের একটা বড় প্রবলেম হচ্ছে যে আমরা প্রথমেই নিউট্রিশন রিলেটেড কোনো প্রবলেম হলে শিশুদের ক্ষেত্রে বিশেষত বা বয়স্কদের ক্ষেত্রেও আমরা সেটাকে আইডেন্টিফাই করতে পারি না। কারণ একটা অপুষ্টিজনিত সমস্যা সেটা দেখা দেয় বেশ কিছু সময়ের পরে, বেশ কিছুটা সময় লাগে। যে কোনো ধরনের অপুষ্টিজনিত সমস্যার রিফ্লেকশনটা হতে অনেকটা সময় লাগে, যেটা হয়তো অন্য আর 5টা ডিজিজের থেকে, অন্য আর 5টা সিচুয়েশনের থেকে আলাদা। যেটা হয়তো পার্টিকুলারলি কোনো একটা নিউট্রিশনের জন্যেই সমস্যাটা হয়েছে সেটা আমরা অনেক সময় বুঝতে পারি না। যেমন ধরুন লিউকেমিয়া, ক্যান্সার, ব্লাড ক্যান্সার, অনেকেই হয়তো বুঝতে পারেন না যে এর সাথে কতটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ আমাদের অ্যানিমিয়ার সম্পর্ক। কিন্তু অ্যানিমিয়া, ক্রনিক অ্যানিমিয়া, অক্সিডেটিভ স্ট্রেস আস্তে 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 মানুষকে কিন্তু ক্যান্সার বা বৃহৎ যেগুলো ফেটাল ডিজিজ, যেগুলোতে মানুষ মারা যান, সেই সমস্ত রোগগুলোর দিকে আস্তে আস্তে ঠেলে দেয়। তাই নিউট্রিশন সম্পর্কে মানুষের অ্যাওয়ারনেসটা খুব ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট, এবং অ্যাওয়ারনেসের জন্য সিভিয়ার অ্যাকিউট ম্যালনিউট্রিশন যারা মানে স্যাম চিলড্রেন যারা আমরা মূলত বলে থাকি, তাদের খুব ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট জায়গা হচ্ছে যে এই ধরনের বাচ্চাদেরকে প্রথমে খুঁজে বার করা। কারণ এই বাচ্চারাই কিন্তু যদি প্রপারলি নারিশড না হয়, তাহলে আগামী দিনে দেখা গেছে, গবেষণা বলে, মানে যে সমস্ত বাচ্চারা আন্ডার নারিশ, সেই সমস্ত বাচ্চারা মানে তাদের ওয়ার্কিং ক্যাপাসিটি অনেক কম হয়। তারা দেশের জন্যে যে পরিমাণ কাজ একজন নাগরিক করতে পারেন, সেই ধরনের কাজ একটি আন্ডার নারিশড বাচ্চা করতে পারে না। মানে সে যখন বড় হয়ে ওঠে, নাগরিক হিসেবে নিজের দায়িত্ব পালন করতে শুরু করে, তখন সে তার কাজগুলি করে উঠতে পারে না। এই প্রসঙ্গে আমাদের ভীষণভাবে সচেতন হতে হবে, যে যাতে আমরা তাদেরকে সহজে আইডেন্টিফাই করতে পারি একদম প্রিলিমিনারি ফেজে। আরেকটি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ দিক হচ্ছে বাচ্চাদের সংক্রান্ত কথাবার্তা, বাচ্চাদের নিউট্রিশন সংক্রান্ত বিষয় নিয়ে তো আমরা কথা বলি, কিন্তু সঠিক পুষ্টির যে যোগান সেটা পূরণ করার জন্যে খাদ্যের বৈচিত্র্য দরকার, ডায়েটারি ডাইভার্সিফিকেশন দরকার। খাদ্য বৈচিত্র্যের, খাদ্যাভ্যাসের মধ্যে একটা বৈচিত্র্যপূর্ণ খাদ্যাভ্যাস ভীষণ প্রয়োজন। তো সেই বৈচিত্র্যকে আনার জন্যে মার্কেট ইকোনমির যে অবস্থা, মানে ধরুন বাজার অর্থনীতির যে অবস্থা, সেক্ষেত্রে যে ধরনের বৈচিত্র্যপূর্ণ খাদ্যাভ্যাস একটা মানুষের হওয়া উচিত, সেই বৈচিত্র্যপূর্ণ খাদ্যাভ্যাসকে প্রতিনিয়ত মানে প্র্যাকটিস করার ক্ষেত্রে, প্রতিনিয়ত সেটাকে মানে ব্যবহারিক জীবনে প্রয়োগ করার ক্ষেত্রে সমস্যা হয়। সবার পকেট, সবার বাজেট সেটাকে সাপোর্ট করে না। তো সেক্ষেত্রে ভারত সরকারের একটি অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ পদক্ষেপ হচ্ছে পোষণকে নিয়ে পথে কিচেন গার্ডেন যে কনসেপ্ট, বিশেষত, এবং বি ভোকাল ফর দ্য লোকাল, মানে আমাদের যে লোকালি যে সমস্ত জিনিসপত্রগুলো গ্রো করছে, সেই সমস্ত জিনিসপত্রগুলোকে, বিশেষত শাক সবজি, বিশেষত গ্রিন লিফি ভেজিটেবলস এবং ফ্রুটস, ফল এবং শাকসবজি, এর ব্যাপক উৎপাদন করা আমাদের লোকালি, যাতে আমাদের অন্যান্য রাজ্যের ওপর ডিপেন্ডেন্সিটা অনেকটা কম, সেটা একটা দেখতে হবে। কারণ যত বেশি ট্রান্সপোর্টেশন হয় একটা ফল এবং সবজি, তার নিউট্রিশনাল কোয়ালিটি অনেক বেশি লুজ করতে শুরু করে। তার জন্য লোকালি অ্যাভেলেবেল, লোকালি গ্রোন ফ্রুটস অ্যান্ড ভেজিটেবলস আমাদেরকে কনজিউম করতে হবে। এবং সেটা কনজিউম করার ক্ষেত্রেও একটা বড় দিক হচ্ছে আমরা মার্কেট থেকে তো সেটাকে কনজিউম করবই, তার সাথে সাথে আমরা যদি এই প্র্যাকটিসটাকে শুরু করতে পারি, আমাদের কিচেন গার্ডেনের যে কনসেপ্টটা, আমাদের যে আমাদের রান্নাঘরের, মানে আমাদের ঘরের পাশে যদি আমরা নিজেদের ঘরে যদি কিছু ফলন সবজি বা যে ধরনের বিষয়গুলো, ফ্রুটস বা যে ধরনের, এখন তো অনেক রকমের এগ্রিকালচারাল টেকনিক ডেভেলপ করেছে, যেগুলোতে ঘরেই অনেক কিছু চাষ করা যায় স্মল স্কেল। তো সেগুলো যদি আমরা করতে পারি, আমাদের দৈনন্দিন সমস্ত মাইক্রোনিউট্রিয়েন্টের চাহিদার জন্য মার্কেটের ওপর ডিপেন্ড করতে হবে। এবং মাইক্রোনিউট্রিয়েন্ট ডেফিসিয়েন্সি ভারতবর্ষের একটা খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ দিক, যেটাকে আমরা হিডেন হাঙ্গার বলি, অদৃশ্য ক্ষুধা। ভারতবর্ষের এই মুহূর্তে ক্ষুধার সূচক বা হাঙ্গার ইন্ডেক্সে 119টি দেশের মধ্যে ভারতবর্ষ দাঁড়িয়ে আছে প্রায় 102, আমি যদি খুব ভুল না হয়ে থাকি। তাহলে ভারতবর্ষে ক্ষুধা নিবৃত্তি প্রতিদিন মানুষের হচ্ছে না, ক্ষুধার নিবৃত্তি, মানুষের অপুষ্টি এখনও পর্যন্ত ভারতবর্ষের একটা খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ সমস্যা। এবং সমস্যাটাকে আইডেন্টিফিকেশন করে সলিউশনের দিকে নিয়ে যাওয়া। আসানসোল গার্লস কলেজের ছাত্রছাত্রীরা, মূলত আমি বারবার ছাত্র বলছি, কিন্তু ছাত্রীরা একটা খুব সুন্দর এবং সঠিক এবং দৃঢ় পদক্ষেপ নিয়েছে, যে পদক্ষেপের মধ্যে দিয়ে তারা মানুষের কাছে পৌঁছাতে চাইছে। নিউট্রিশন সম্পর্কে আমাদের সকলকে বুঝতে হবে। আমরা এটাকে যদি ইগনোর করি, আমাদের প্রতিদিনের পকেটের বাজেট বাড়তে শুরু করবে, কারণ আমরা অসুস্থ হব। যত বেশি আমরা অসুস্থ হব, তত বেশি আমাদের খরচ বাড়বে। আমাদের দৈনন্দিন যে এক্সপেন্সেস, আমাদের ওষুধের পেছনে অনেক টাকা খরচা করতে হবে। যদি ওষুধ থেকে বাঁচতে চান, ওষুধের খরচ কমাতে চান, তাহলে নিউট্রিশন সম্পর্কে সচেতন হন। এটাই আমার বিশেষ করে আপনাদের প্রত্যেকের কাছে নিবেদন রইল। এই পৃথিবীকে শিশুর বাসযোগ্য করে যাওয়ার জন্যে আমরা প্রত্যেকেই দৃঢ় অঙ্গীকারবদ্ধ, এবং আপনারাও আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকুন। আসানসোল গার্লস কলেজের নিউট্রিশন ডিপার্টমেন্টের ছাত্রীদের এই উদ্যোগে আমি অর্ণব চট্টোপাধ্যায় আপনাদের কাছে বিনীতভাবে অনুরোধ করছি। আশা করি আপনাদের যদি আমাদের এই ভিডিওটি ভালো লেগে থাকে, আপনারা অন্যকেও এই ভিডিওটি শোনার সুযোগ করবেন।
Thank you, sir, for your speech. and your cooperation throughout the program. It was a motivational one. Before introducing our another judge, let's know few things about our department. The Department of Nutrition was established in the year 2006 and is dedicated to create future diet experts.
Through its 3-year BSc Honours in Nutrition, the department always thrives from the nutritional health upgradation and awareness of all along with its faculty members and students.
Let's call upon our another judge, Professor Kamalika Chatterjee, the Secretary of Department of Nutrition.
Hello everyone, I am Kamalika Chatterjee, faculty member of Nutrition Department, Asansol Girls College. First of all, I like to appreciate my all students, especially second sem students of Nutrition Department. In such a way they all organize a very wonderful National Nutrition Month celebration for the last few days. তারা যেভাবে সুন্দর একটা এই রকম প্যান্ডেমিক সিচুয়েশনে সুন্দর একটা প্রোগ্রামকে অর্গানাইজ করেছে, কুকিং কম্পিটিশন হচ্ছে, ওরাল প্রেজেন্টেশন হচ্ছে এবং এই পুরো ব্যাপারটা বা তাদের সিনিয়র স্টুডেন্ট আমাদের যেমন 6th সেম বা 4th সেম তাদেরকে যেভাবে গাইড করেছে তার জন্য আমার ভীষণ তাদেরকে আমি থ্যাঙ্কস জানাতে চাইছি যে তারা পুরো ব্যাপারটাকে যেভাবে হ্যান্ডেল করছে। এইবারে যে আমাদের ন্যাশনাল নিউট্রিশন মান্থের যে থিম, দ্যাট ইজ ইট রাইট বাইট বাই বাইট, এই ব্যাপারটা আমরা এখন প্রেজেন্ট সিনারিও ওয়াইজ এই ব্যাপারটা ভীষণভাবে আমরা মানে মিলে যাচ্ছে। যেমন আমাদের এই প্যান্ডেমিক সিচুয়েশানে পুরো ব্যাপারটাকে ওভারকাম করার জন্য ফার্স্ট অফ অল যেটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, দ্যাট ইজ বুস্ট আপ আওয়ার ইমিউন সিস্টেম, এবং সেটা নিউট্রিশন ছাড়া কোনোভাবেই পসিবল নয়। সো প্রপারলি ডায়েট মেনটেন করা, আমাদের ইমিউনিটিটাকে বুস্ট আপ করা, এটা আমাদের নিউট্রিশনের থ্রু দিয়েই পসিবল। এবং এর দুটো যে অ্যাক্টিভিটিস এখানে নেওয়া হয়েছে, দ্য ফার্স্ট ওয়ান ইজ দ্য আইডেন্টিফিকেশন অ্যান্ড ট্র্যাকিং অফ চিলড্রেন উইথ সিভিয়ার ম্যালনিউট্রিশন, যেটা স্যাম আমরা বলি, অ্যান্ড সেকেন্ড ওয়ান ইজ দ্যাট ইজ কিচেন গার্ডেন, পোষণকে নিয়ে পদে। এই যে দুটো আমাদের অ্যাক্টিভিটিস নেওয়া হয়েছে, এই দুটো ভীষণভাবে ইম্পর্টেন্ট, কেননা এই যে আমাদের কত পার্সেন্ট স্যাম রয়েছে বা স্যাম চিলড্রেন যারা রয়েছে তারা যেহেতু চিলড্রেন এমন একটা এজ গ্রুপ যেটা আমাদের ফিউচার গ্রুপটাকে আমাদের করছে, ফিউচার গ্রুপটাকে মানে ফিউচারটাকে আমাদের অনেক বেশি সিকিওর করতে পারে। তাদের প্রপারলি যদি আমরা স্যামটাকে আমরা প্রপারলি ট্র্যাক করতে পারি, তাদেরকে প্রপারলি নিউট্রিশন দিতে পারি, এই একটা ব্যাপার। অ্যান্ড দ্য সেকেন্ড ওয়ান ইজ কিচেন গার্ডেন, সেটা আমরা এখন সবাই বাড়িতে ছোটো ছোটো করে কিচেন গার্ডেন করে থাকি, আমরা ভেজিটেবলস বলো, ফ্রুটস বলো, সেই ব্যাপারগুলো। সো এই যে থিম দুটো বা এই যে অ্যাক্টিভিটিসগুলো নেওয়া হয়েছে, এগুলো আমাদের নিউট্রিশন রিলেটেডের যে ব্যাপার তাতে ভীষণভাবে প্রেজেন্ট সিনারিও ওয়াইজ ভীষণভাবে এগুলো ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আর একটা যেটা আমি বলতে চাইবো যে অ্যাজ আ জাজ যে ওরাল প্রেজেন্টেশন যেটা কন্ডাক্ট করা হয়েছিল, এবং ইট ইজ ভেরি টাফ টু জাজ দ্য ফার্স্ট few toppers among them. They all are very good, their presentation and their content all are very good. তো তার থেকে কয়েকজনকে সিলেক্ট করে নেওয়াটাও একটু আমাদের জন্য ডিফিকাল্ট হয়েছে, তো সেটাও আমাদের করতে হয়েছে। তো যাই হোক, যেভাবে এই রকম সিচুয়েশনের মধ্যেও এরকম একটা সুন্দর প্রোগ্রাম কন্ডাক্ট হয়েছে, তার জন্য আমি আবারও আমার সব স্টুডেন্টদেরকে থ্যাঙ্কস বলতে চাইবো। অনেক ভালোবাসা তোমাদের সকলের জন্য। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Teachers are some of the most unsung heroes we have. Thank you, ma'am, for giving such a wonderful speech. Now let's disclose the name of the winner. The winner is Sanchari Das of Women's College, Calcutta.
Congratulations, Sanchari Das, for your brilliant performance. As this year's theme of National Nutrition Month was already declared. So, on the basis of this theme, our department has prepared a video.
Now, NNM topic demonstration group of our department will present a video presentation.
Hello everyone, I am Nilanjana Gayan. Today I am come to discuss about nutrition. There are many misconceptions about nutrition in our society. Except those who are studied nutrition, 90% people think that nutrition is all about cooking. But no, that's not really true. Nutrition is a science based on food and its role in our body. Nutrition includes all the basic nutrients in food such as vitamins, minerals, proteins and fats and more. Good nutrition is an important part of leading a healthy lifestyle. Combined with physical workout, your diet modification can help you to reach and maintain a healthy weight, reduce the risk of chronic diseases, boost your immune system, and promote the overall health. Sometimes we heard the expression that you are what you eat. While we can't take it literally, this simple saying contains a lot of truth. When you see a 60-year-old man jogs faster than you and your friend with beautiful silky hair, it's all the magic of nutrition. Yes, because it is also about the right choice of food to eat. A nutritionist advises people that what to eat and how to modify their diet so they can maintain or restore optimal health to prevent ill health and combat diseases. There is almost daily advice in the media on what to eat and what not to eat. Most of it is confusing, which affect your short-term as well as long-term health. Everybody tells you what not to eat when you want to lose your weight, but nutrition can tell you that how to lose weight by eating, because it always suggests that don't eat less but eat right. On the other hand, we can say that nutrition is a alternative choice of taking excess of medicines. But despite the benefits of nutrition, prescription drugs are still the go-to answer for most things relating both to health and disease in our society. Studies have shown that exercise and nutrition often outperform medicines in achieving health goals. Most importantly, they do it without any side effects. But here the problem is eating well and maintaining healthy habits is hard, very hard. This is especially true when inexpensive and convenient food, what most of us really need, tend to be the most unhealthy. That's why people given up on achieve long-term sustainable and healthy nutrition and prefer medicines as the second best option to doing nothing. So, it is wonderful to say in Thomas Edison's words that the doctor of future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs but rather will cure disease with nutrition. I have dedicated my entire speech to National Nutrition Month because I realize that nutrition requires long-term guidance, care and support. We celebrated National Nutrition Month each year, aimed on the importance of making informed food choices, developing sound eating and exercise habits, and aware people about their own health. With this focus, I continue to hope that one day our healthcare system will fully acknowledge the power of nutrition and people will support an environment where it is easy for them to make the best choices for their health. Now, we are going to the next topic.
Hi everyone, I am Srijoni Roy. I want to tell something about the topic SAM, that is Severe Acute Malnutrition, which is the main focus of National Nutrition Month 2020. First, I would like to tell what is malnutrition. Malnutrition may be defined as pathological state resulting from relative or absolute deficiency or excess of one or more essential nutrients. Types of malnutrition are starvation, nutritional imbalance, overnutrition, undernutrition. SAM is categorized under undernutrition. Children are very low weight for their height and severe muscle wasting. They have nutritional edema characterized by swollen foot, face and limbs. SAM is the major cause of death to children under 5 years of age. Children under 5 years of age are affected by SAM. Children suffering from SAM are morely like to death than well-nourished children. These deaths are the direct result of malnutrition itself and indirect result of diseases such as pneumonia, diarrhea, etc. that the children, malnourished children, are very weak to survive. I am going to tell about the topic prevalence of SAM in all over the world. Prevalence means number of malnourished children in a population. A study has showed that nearly 57 million people were undernourished in India under 5 years of age. And people has planned a study to identify the prevalence of SAM under 5 years of age in rural areas of northern India. A cross-sectional study was conducted at 2 blocks of district Meerut during 2012 to 2014. A total of 70 people were identified and children between 6 to 60 months were approached to house visits. The prevalence of SAM was 2.2% and 9.5%. The prevalence of SAM was lesser in northern India than national prevalence. And the hunger virus kills around 8,000 children and the vaccine for it exists. The vaccine is food. SAM is the major causes of morbidity and mortality in children under 5 years of age, and it has become a threat to children. Now, I am going to pass my next topic to Priya Kundu.
I am Priya Kundu. I want to say something about the topic importance and aims of Severe Acute Malnutrition Prevention Program. Early detection to recognize cases of SAM and provide RUTF and routine medical care. At the same time, health workers learn to recognize medical complications and refer those children to hospital and health centers for further inpatient treatment. But the power of the community-based approach is that early detection and early treatment leads to better rates of survival at the treatment of many more children. It also empowers communities and is much more cost effective than inpatient treatment. In 2007, the United Nations endorsed the community-based management of SAM, and since then millions more children are being treated and cared globally than with the facility-based approach alone. The treatment of SAM is a last opportunity to save a child's life when all else has failed. It is not a substitute for promoting equitable access to nutritious food, ending poverty and supporting other timely interventions that can prevent malnutrition before it starts. Now I am saying about challenges of SAM prevention program. In 2014, just over 3 million children under age 5 were treated for SAM. This figure had almost doubled in only a few years, yet much more remains to be done to reach the millions of remaining children with the conditions. Worldwide, governments face immense challenges in building capacity and allotting sufficient resources to prevent and treat acute malnutrition. This is partly due to limited prioritization of the issue on the part of national governments, donors, and the international community, and limited acknowledgement and that SAM is an everyday problem, not just a result of emergencies. Introducing treatment for SAM in health facilities and communities can be extremely challenging in some contexts. Countries need to have supportive national policies, well-trained health workers, and accurate supplies and financing, and a central operational plan to scale up treatment at all levels. Government need to be fully convinced of the need and the benefits. Therapeutic supplies such as RUTF are often not well integrated into national healthcare and distribution system due to their costs and relative bulk. It can help to identify appropriate, cost-effective, and locally produced options. All of these challenges are further exacerbated in emergency situations. Addressing the underlying social determinants of SAM is perhaps the greatest challenge of all. Now we are going to the next speech.
Recently in India, the caring of children with SAM is undertaken in the Nutrition Rehabilitation Center. But these are very few in number, and hence the majority of SAM children never get admitted and receive any kind of treatment. Therefore, at the national level, efforts are underway to identify the measures that need to be taken to ensure timely and quality care for children with SAM. Children aged 6 to 59 months with SAM are the main target for the majority of SAM treatment program. However, other groups such as infant and HIV positive children, older children, and adults with SAM may represent substantial caseloads in some situations. In this case, it will be important to estimate the magnitude and distribution of SAM for those groups. An important stage of scale-up is mapping, mobilizing, and involving partners, including governments, departments, United Nations agencies, international and national NGOs, academic and training institutions, donor, and the private sector. The aim is to assemble a group of who can be fully briefed and oriented on the approach and help to direct the assessment of the extent of SAM in the country. This should be the same group that will develop scale-up plans and put them into practice. The planning process should be participatory through meetings involving the same stakeholder involved in the bottleneck analysis. The planning process should take place under the direction of the appropriate technical working group, such as management of SAM. The participant is essential to ensure that all available information and experience are reflected in the plan, and that those who support the scale up and can allocate resource to it and present and able to indicate their commitments in the plan. A parallel challenge for country is monitoring progress in terms of coverage and quality. A part of developing the scale-up plan, it is important to identify the key areas that need to be monitored and establish system to allow routine capture of the data in a way that facilitates analysis and use of the data collected. The monitoring An evaluating plan should identify for each determinant indicator in the framework, frequency, and responsibility for collecting and compiling the data appropriate to the country context. Data quality will also need to be taken in account during the analysis process and incorporated into the monitoring and evaluating plan. Performance of SAM management should be assessed primarily through analysis of the effectiveness of treatment coverage. Now we are going to the next topic.
Now I am going to tell about the topic Identification Program of SAM. There are clinical signs and symptoms by which we can identify the presence of SAM in infants and children. Clinical diagnosis of infants. In infants who are under 6 months of age, SAM is defined by low body weight and the presence of edema. SAM is highly being recognized in infants associated with higher mortality in young infants than old infants. In addition to positive factors such as low body weight, diarrhea, chronic diseases, the development of SAM results in breastfeeding practices. Clinical diagnosis of children. SAM is associated with increased severity of infectious diseases and death of children with SAM is associated with many health problems. So the diagnosis of children in well-nourished children is different versus malnourished children. The brief addresses are pneumonia, tuberculosis, skin infections, measles, nosocomial infections. The brief is structured into a set of clinical questions and is relevant to contemporary practices. Then I will pass my next topic to Nilanjana Gain.
So, here my topic is treatment of severe acute malnutrition. Ending malnutrition is a complex social and political challenge. Prevention and long-term solutions involve improving equitable access to health services and nutritious foods, promoting breastfeeding and optimal infant and young child feeding practices, improving water and sanitation, planning for cyclic food storages and emergencies, so that we can say if we can conquer space, we can conquer childhood hunger. But in the short term, children with severe acute malnutrition need urgent life-saving treatment to survive. Treatment of SAM is considered mainly in 3 parts. First of all, nutritional treatment, which is based on the use of therapeutic foods enriched with vitamins and minerals. Among those foods, therapeutic milks are used for hospitalized patients. F75 therapeutic milk, low in protein, sodium and calories, is used in the initial phase of treatment. It is given in daily 8 meals. F100 therapeutic milk, which is a high concentration of protein and calories, replaces F75 after several days once the patient is stabilized. After that, the most important RUTF, ready to use therapeutic food. The nutritional composition of RUTF is similar to F100, but the iron content is higher. It is designed to promote rapid weight gain. Those children who were treated in hospitals, they received therapeutic milks along with medical care, but many more were never reached at all. RUTF are the only therapeutic foods which can be used in children's own homes and their communities. RUTF is a high energy paste used to treat children under age 5 who are affected by SAM. As its name implies, it does not need to be cooked or prepared before consumption. This makes it a practical solution where cooking facilities and fuel are limited. It is safe for use even in the absence of clean drinking water and has a long shelf life. Furthermore, it is important to give drinking water in addition to meals, especially if the ambient temperature is high or the child has a fever. In that case, it is justified to say that our food should be our medicine and our medicine should be our food. To correct electrolyte balance, give supplemental potassium at 3 to 4 kg per day for at least 2 weeks. Give 50% magnesium sulfate once. To correct micronutrient deficiencies, use vitamin A, C, D, E and B12, zinc, iron, copper and folate up to twice a day. The second part of the treatment is routine medical treatment. In the absence of specific medical complications, these treatments should be implemented in both ambulatory and hospital settings. It includes measles vaccination on admission, broad spectrum antibiotherapy starting on day 1. In endemic malaria areas, rapid test on day 1 and treatment for essential wounds on day 8. But if testing is not possible, give malaria treatment directly. Now we are coming to the final part of the treatment. It is called management of common complications. Diarrhea is common in malnourished children. If child has significant diarrhea, give oral rehydration solution or ORS with potassium supplements at 5 to 10 ml per kg after each watery stool to avoid dehydration. If the child has no profuse diarrhea, give plain water after each loose stool. Also, initiate refeeding within 2 to 3 hours of starting rehydration. Lower respiratory infections, OTTs, skin and urinary infections are common but sometimes difficult to identify. It should be suspected in a drowsy or apathetic child in the event of shock. It is treated with parenteral ampicillin 50 mg per kg per dose 6 hourly for at least 2 days. It followed by oral amoxicillin 15 mg per kg 8 hourly for 5 days and gentamicin 7.5 mg per kg once daily for 7 days. Since the infectious focus may be difficult to determine, a broad spectrum antibiotic therapy is recommended. If blood glucose level cannot be measured, it assures hypoglycemia. Give 50 ml of 10% glucose or sucrose solution orally or by nasogastric tube, followed by first feed and feed with starter F75 every 2 hourly day and night to treat hypoglycemia. On the other hand, when rectal and axillary temperature is less than 35 degrees Celsius, it considered as hypothermia. It is a frequent cause of death in the first days of hospitalization. Prevention measures include keeping the child close to the mother's body, provide heat using blankets, overhead warmers, heat converter, etc. Always keep the child well covered. The treatment of SAM is the last opportunity to save a child's life when all else has failed. Besides all this, or with the help of medical treatment, a cheerful, stimulating environment, age-appropriate structured play therapy for at least 15 to 30 minutes per day, and of course tender loving care can cure children as soon as possible, we expect. Now I am going to request my next friend to represent her topic.
Today I am going to discuss about balanced diet. The exact meaning of balanced diet is not very clear in everybody's mind. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, a diet which comes from a healthy mix of carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, vitamin is ideally balanced diet. Sometimes we eat because we enjoy the taste of different foods item, but other than for pleasure, we need food to get nutrients, vitamin, minerals and energy. A balanced diet supplies the nutrients which our body needs to stay healthy and work effectively. Without balanced diet, our body is more prone to disease, infection and low performance. Many people think balanced diet means tasteless meal in the form of naked veggies and flavorless chicken. So people skip their meal for lose some weight, but it's not good for our health. A balanced diet tells us to eat chicken, fats, oil because our body needs whole foods and regular physical activities in proper way. If we don't eat enough, it can lead to malnutrition. Child malnutrition is a major global health problem leading to morbidity and mortality rate high. Therefore, we can say that a balanced diet plays an important role in our life. So it is very necessary to make people aware of healthy life and proper intake of diet.
I want to say something about the topic एक plantation drive for promotion of kitchen garden under पोषण के लिए पौधे. It is the another main focus of our NNM 2020. There is no comparison between the taste of a garden fresh vegetables and a grocery store bought one that's devoid a flavor. The nature of the American food system is that grocery store produce has often been grown hundreds of miles away, meaning it can be days between harvest and your table. This process results in the quality of the produce often being compromised. Though growing your own vegetables can seem overwhelming to some, it's actually much simpler than it sounds. Even if you don't have a yard, consider starting a patio garden or even an indoor herb garden on a windowsill. You will be amazed at how many vegetables you can grow out of one pot. If you still are not convinced, consider these benefits of backyard gardening. Essential for health. Consuming more fresh fruits and vegetables is one of the most important things you can do to stay healthy. When you pick vegetables right from your garden, the vitamin content will be its highest. Also, you are reducing the risk of eating vegetables that contain harmful chemicals. You know exactly what you are eating. In addition, getting kids involved in the gardening process will make it more likely for them to try the vegetables. Improve environment. clean air. Your balcony, terrace, or courtyard can become your green lungs amidst the dust and dirt around you. The more you plant, the more fresh air with good oxygen you get. Herb detox. Herbs are quite essential in our food, which helps in detoxifying and healing properties in our body. Few herbs and plants that are easy to mention in kitchen garden are lemongrass, coriander, cilantro, mint, tulsi, celery, fenugreek, spinach. Aesthetic matter. Plants make your home greener, more peaceful, uplift your mood and make you feel more positive. Stay grounded. Modernizations uproots us from the Mother Earth. As the ancient sages say, our body is made of 5 components that including earth, water, ether, air and fire. So it is very important to stay connected with earth. Organic vegetables. Growing own fruits and vegetables can offer the opportunity to reduce the amount of pesticides that are used commercially, making them healthier. Health friendly. It is a great way to engage the whole family in physical activity. Gardening is known to reduce level of stress hormones. Now we are going to the next page.
Today I am going to discuss about save money with kitchen gardening. With today's tight economy, everyone is looking for way to cut expenses. Growing a garden is the best way because the price of fruits and vegetables is increased day by day in the market. Thus, when we grow our own fruits and vegetables, we save a huge amount of money spent on groceries. There are 7 important factors to consider when grow a vegetable garden. Select vegetable that you and your family like you eat. If you grow a cheap veggie and your family refuse to eat, then you was not actually save money. Select vegetable that can be easily stored like potatoes, onion, sweet potatoes can be stored for several months. To save money, grow more expensive items like tomato, melons or large quantity of the vegetables that you purchase regularly. So in this way, we save money from monthly spending. Now, we are going to the next topic. Today, I am going to discuss about outdoor exercise for relieving stress. Everyone gets stressed out. It's a normal part of life, but that does not mean you should just deal with it. There are many techniques, activities, therapies that can help relieve stress, but outdoor exercise just might be the most beneficial way to naturally reduce stress. Exposure to nature not only makes you feel better emotionally, it contributes to your physical well-being, reducing blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, and also reduce cortisol level, a chemical which our body produces in response to stress, and improve your overall well-being. According to the Mayo Clinic, planting a beautiful garden can be great way to relieve stress and lose weight. To create and maintain a garden, getting up and down, walking, stretching, moving a heavy bags of soil so a whole body works out. Now we are going to the next topic.
Today I want to say something about kitchen garden and nutritional security. Here I am discuss how we fulfill our nutritional need and secure our healthy life through kitchen garden. Regarding our one of the major activity for the Poshan Ma, that is Poshan ke liye paudhe. Vegetables stand as the cornerstone of a healthy diet. They supply nearly all of the vitamins and minerals required for the good health. Vegetables contain fiber and have little or no fat, no cholesterol, and are low in calories. With the increase in health awareness, improvement in the various electronic appliances, vegetable consumption in other forms is becoming more common. Due to their high nutrition content and low levels of natural sugars, vegetables are the main ingredients in fresh juices and green smoothies and salad also. Drinking raw fresh pressed juice is not only a great source of nutrition but has been used as a protocol to heal various illnesses. Vegetables play an important role in meeting the energy needs and thus protects against diseases. Vegetables are especially important for the young and pregnant and nursing mothers in the family. People who eat more vegetables and fruits are likely to have a reduced risk of chronic diseases. Vegetables provide micronutrients vital for health and maintenance of the human body metabolism. Eating a diet rich in vegetables and fruits as part of an overall healthy diet may reduce the risk of heart disease, including heart attack and stroke, certain types of cancers, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. Eating vegetables and fruits rich in potassium may lower blood pressure and may also reduce the risk of developing kidney stones and help to decrease bone loss. One of the easiest way of ensuring access of adequate macro and micronutrients is to produce and consume different kinds of vegetables and fruits from the kitchen garden. It is the easiest way of growing desirable fruits and vegetables on our own piece of land. It can be grown in the empty space available in the backyard of the house. This can benefit the family and community as a whole. Homegrown vegetables are organic, low cost, and could be totally free from chemicals and pesticides. These gardens have an established tradition and great potential for improving household food security and reducing micronutrient deficiencies. Most importantly, it gives direct access to diverse, nutritionally rich vegetables. It also increases the purchasing power through savings on food bills. Kitchen gardening is especially important in rural areas where people have limited income earning opportunities and poor access to markets. Gardens are also becoming an important source of vegetable supplies and an additional income resource for poor households in peri-urban and urban areas. Now we are going to our next and one of the most important topic related to the benefits of kitchen garden, that is kitchen garden in COVID-19 situation.
पोषण के लिए पौधे is the main focus of National Nutrition Month 2020. My topic is kitchen garden and COVID-19. Keeping kitchen garden at our home is very important, where we can grow our fruits and vegetables. And if we maintain it, it is of very good quality. We can see kitchen garden inside home, on terraces and many other places. The types of fruits and vegetables which we grow on kitchen garden are herbs, chilies, tomatoes, potatoes, brinjal, etc. Taking an area in the kitchen garden, we spread seeds there, and each and every day we water it. We get fresh antioxidants, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals from these plants, and there is no question of health problems, and it is without any risk of adulteration and pesticides. Farmers use chemicals to grow fruits and vegetables, for which the quality deteriorates and which is also not good for our health. But we grow fruits and vegetables in kitchen garden in an organic way, where we don't have to use chemicals, for which no such problem arises. Keeping kitchen garden at our home is very cheap. People don't have to go outside to buy fruits and vegetables. They can itself get it from their home. And today, in this pandemic situation, it plays a very vital role. People don't have to go outside, they can itself get from their home. And in this way, by this method, they can save their money. Keeping kitchen garden also helps in the improvement of air balance. There is less number of trees in the cities, but if we keep kitchen garden at our home, we can plant more and more number of trees, for which there is a better supplementation of oxygen and we can inhale fresh air. Plantation plays a very vital role, and through this plantation, a part of nutrition can be assured, and a low cost method is available. So each and every people should keep kitchen garden at their home. Now we are moving to the next topic.
এটা হলো আমার বাড়ির কিচেন গার্ডেন। আমাদের বাড়িতে প্রতিদিন যেসব শাকসবজি রান্নায় প্রয়োজন পড়ে এখানে চেষ্টা করা হয় সেগুলোই ফলানো। তাহলে দেখা যাক এখানে কি কি শাকসবজি আছে। প্রথমেই বলি, এই কিচেন গার্ডেনে একটা আদা গাছ আর তার পাশে একটা পুঁই শাকের গাছ আছে। আদা আমাদের রান্নায় প্রতিদিনই কম বেশি পরিমাণে দরকার পড়ে, আর স্পিনাচ যেটাকে আমরা গ্রিন লিফি ভেজিটেবলের মধ্যে ফেলতে পারি, সেটা আমাদের শরীরের পক্ষে খুব ভালো। আদাতে প্রচুর পরিমাণে ভিটামিন B3, B6, আয়রন, পটাশিয়াম, জিঙ্ক থাকে, আর স্পিনাচ বা পুঁই শাকে ভিটামিন A, ফোলেট, কপার আর ভিটামিন E থাকে। এই দুটোর মধ্যেই খুব বেশি পরিমাণে অ্যান্টিঅক্সিডেন্ট থাকে, যেটা আমাদের ব্রেন আর বডি দুটোর পক্ষেই খুব ভালো। আর অ্যান্টিঅক্সিডেন্ট থাকার কারণে এই দুটোই আমাদের বডিতে ডিটক্সিফিকেশন আর হিলিংয়ে খুব কাজে দেয়। এগুলোর পাশেই একটা লঙ্কা গাছ আছে। লঙ্কাও আমাদের রান্নায় প্রায় প্রতিদিনই দরকার পড়ে। এই গাছটা বেসিক্যালি গ্রিন চিলিজের একটা গাছ। তো গ্রিন চিলিতে খুব বেশি পরিমাণে বিটা ক্যারোটিন থাকে, আর এর মধ্যে এর হাই ওয়াটার কন্টেন্ট আর 0 ক্যালোরিজের জন্য এটা আমাদের হেলথের পক্ষেও খুব ভালো। আর লঙ্কা গাছের পাশেই রয়েছে একটা পাতি লেবুর গাছ। এখন এই লেবু খাওয়ার জন্যে ডাক্তাররা আমাদের সাজেস্ট করছে এই প্যান্ডেমিক সিচুয়েশনে, কারণ লেবুর মধ্যে থাকে ভিটামিন C, যেটা আমাদের ইমিউনিটি বুস্টিংয়ে খুব হেল্প করে।
এখানে একটা করলা গাছ আছে। করলা গাছটা প্রায় অনেকটাই বড় হয়েছে, আর এখানে দেখা যেতে পারে করলা গাছ, যেটাকে আমরা বিটের গ্রাউট বলে থাকি, এখানে একটা করলা ধরতে শুরু করেছে, আর এগুলো হচ্ছে করলা ফুল। একটাই করলা এখন হয়েছে। এখানে একটা ছোট পেঁপে গাছ লাগানো হয়েছে, কিন্তু এটা এখন বোঝা যাচ্ছে না, এটা খুবই ছোট। আর এইটাও দেখা যাচ্ছে এরকমই একটা পিটের ওপর। এখানে যতগুলোই গাছ রয়েছে সবগুলো এরকম একটা কম্পোস্টিং পিটের ওপর আছে, যার মানে অর্গানিক পিট যেটাকে বলা হয়, যেখানে সার কম্পোস্ট করা হয়। এইখানে একটা পিট দেখা যাচ্ছে। এইটা এই কদিন আগেই লাগানো হয়েছে, এটা একটা চারা। তো এইগুলো আমরা রান্নাঘরের বিভিন্ন ওয়েস্টগুলোকে ইউজ করে এখানে কম্পোস্ট করি।
লাউ বা বটল গর্ড আমাদের স্কিন, হার্ট, লিভার, কিডনি এগুলোর পক্ষে খুব উপকারী, আর এটা ওয়েট লস করতেও খুব হেল্প করে। আর পেঁপে বা পাপায়া সেটা ডাইজেশন আর ব্লাড সার্কুলেশনে হেল্প করে। এই দুটোতেই ডিফারেন্ট টাইপের ভিটামিন আর মিনারেলস প্রচুর পরিমাণে পাওয়া যায়। একটা করে পিটের সাহায্যে এগুলোকে অর্গানিক পিট বলা যেতে পারে, যেগুলোকে কম্পোস্ট করা বলা হয়। যেমন এইখানে একটা পিট দেখা যাচ্ছে, এখানে আমরা বাড়িতে প্রতিদিন যেসব সবজিগুলো কাটা হয় তার খোসা, রান্নাঘরের যা ওয়েস্ট থাকে সেগুলো, যেমন চায়ের পাতা, সেইগুলো আমরা সব এখানে দিয়ে এখানে কম্পোস্টিং করা যায়। এখানে কম্পোস্টিং করে এখন এইটা একটা পিট, এইটা ভরাট হয়ে গেলে এটাকে মাটি দিয়ে ভরাট করে তারপর এখানে একটা নতুন গাছ লাগানো হবে। তো এটা আমি আমার বাড়ির কিচেন গার্ডেন দেখালাম। এটা আমার বাড়ির ব্যাকইয়ার্ড। দেখা যাচ্ছে খুব কম জায়গার মধ্যেই কিচেন গার্ডেনটা তৈরি করা হয়েছে। এটা তৈরি করতে বেশি জায়গারও প্রয়োজন হয় না, যে কোনো বাড়ির ছাদ বা ব্যালকনিতে এই গাছগুলো লাগানো যায়। খুব কম যত্নে আমরা এগুলোর থেকে অনেক বেশি উপকার পাই। সবচেয়ে বড় কথা, এটা আমাদের মান্থলি যে ফুড বিল সেটাকে অনেকটা কমিয়ে দেয়। আর এটা পুরোপুরি হেলথ ফ্রেন্ডলি, কারণ এটা অর্গ্যানিক। আর বাড়িতে একটা গার্ডেন থাকা মানেই সবসময় বাড়িতে একটা গ্রিনি টাচ থাকে, যেটা আমাদের ফ্রেশ এয়ার দেয় আর মন ভালো রাখতে সাহায্য করে। তাই এটাকে ন্যাচারাল স্ট্রেস রিলিভারও বলা যেতে পারে। তার পাশাপাশি গার্ডেনিং করাটা একটা আউটডোর এক্সারসাইজ হিসেবে ধরা যায়। আর মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্টলি, আমরা বাড়ির যে ওয়েস্টগুলো সেগুলো নষ্ট না করে সেগুলোকে খুব সুন্দরভাবে এখানে কম্পোস্ট হিসেবে রিসাইকেল বা রিইউজ করতে পারি। আর এখনকার সময়টা খুব বিশেষ করে বলা যেতে পারে যে কিচেন গার্ডেনের খুব বড় একটা ইম্পর্টেন্স আছে, কারণ এই কোভিড-19 সিচুয়েশানে যেভাবে শাক সবজি ফল খাবার দাবারের দাম ভীষণভাবে বেড়ে গেছিলো, তাতে সাধারণ মানুষের পক্ষে সেগুলো অ্যাফোর্ড করা খুব প্রবলেমেটিক হয়ে দাঁড়িয়েছিল। কিন্তু আমার বাড়িতে এই প্যান্ডেমিকের অনেক আগের থেকেই কিচেন গার্ডেন আছে। কিন্তু এই সিচুয়েশানে দাঁড়িয়ে আমার এরকম মনে হয়েছে যে সবার বাড়িতেই একটা করে কিচেন গার্ডেন ছোট হোক বা বড় থাকা খুব প্রয়োজন, যার ফলে আমরা এই ধরনের প্রবলেমের সঙ্গে খুব তাড়াতাড়ি অ্যাডজাস্ট করতে পারবো।
Every year, tons of trees are cut down for industrial purpose. In our new future, there will be scarcity of trees and people will die out of hunger, health issues and environmental problems. For a better future, we need to start kitchen gardening so that it becomes easy for us to reach out for fruits and vegetables. Kitchen gardening is a useful method which is done in many developed countries outside India. Kitchen gardening is affordable and cheap. We can do kitchen gardening at our windowsill, balconies, rooftop. Through kitchen gardening, we will help our family to maintain a healthy life. Kitchen gardening is the easiest method to cut down cost issue. There are many vegetables and herbs that we can grow in our balconies, windowsills easily. Now we are going to the next topic.
Now, I want to discuss about the relation of malnutrition and food myths or food taboos. Eating became a social affair right at the time. With the evolution of mind, a man started seeing correlation between certain things and started the superstitions, beliefs and taboos. All these passed from one generation to another and become traditions, highly combined with the ignorance of proper nutrient intake unknowingly. That's why it is justified enough to say that to eat is a necessity, but to eat intelligently is an art. myths mean a legendary story about food with or without a determinable basic of fact or a natural explanation. There is no doubt that many people are confused about what to eat, what not to eat, when to eat, and how often to eat. Much research has been published based on the health impact of different diets, macro and micronutrients, food intake timing, and other nutrition and food related aspects. However, few ordinary people read scientific papers or reviews in technical journals. They become aware of this type of information via the media, whether formal or social. Information that attracts most media attention tends to be either radical in nature, different, or of popular interest, and is filtered for their specific audiences. Apart from the media, one of the biggest influencer on the average person is their friends and family. More people recognize their friends and family as an influence on food choices than their healthcare advisor. That means we are more likely to believe someone with no nutritional education than a qualified expert in the field. As the result, this impractical behavior regarding to our health can severely affect our nutritional status, because there is no one size fits all definition of the informations, and diversity of opinions makes it challenging for most people to know what to believe and how to eat. There are some very common food myths that I want to discuss. Firstly, people believe that grains and dairy products are fattening and unhealthy. If we want to lose weight, we should avoid all of them. The fact is, grain products is healthier and may help you feel fuller. At least half of the grains you eat should be whole grains. Examples of whole grain include brown rice, whole wheat bread, cereal, pasta, etc. It provides iron, fiber, and other important nutrients. Try to replace refined or white bread with whole wheat bread and add whole grains to mixed dishes, so it becomes as an important part of a healthy eating plan. On the other hand, dairy products are an important part of food groups because they have protein your body needs to build muscles and help organs to work well, and calcium to strengthen bones. Most dairy products such as milk and some yogurts have added vitamin D. Adults should have 3 servings of fat-free or low-fat dairy products such as milk, yogurt, cheese, tofu, etc. If you can't digest lactose, choose lactose-free or low-lactose dairy products or other foods made with calcium and vitamin D. The other and most common food myth is skipping meals is a good way to lose weight. But in reality, skipping meals is not a good idea. To lose weight and keep it off, you have to reduce the amount of calories you consume and increase the calories you burn through the exercise. But skipping meals altogether can result in tiredness and may mean you out on essential nutrients. Eating a healthy breakfast can help you manage your hunger later in the days and help you to say no thanks to unhealthy snacks. No scientific study have shown that skipping the morning meal leads directly to the weight gain. Even some people believe that fasting can help to lose weight quickly, but no, fasting is not healthy if you hungry all the day and cap it off with a huge meal that replaces all the calories you skipped earlier. So, do not cut out meals entirely, but eat sufficient daily and rightly. After that, my next friend is going to describe the remaining taboos.
The foods you eat can have a major effects on your health as well as weight. But you don't have to avoid fats if you are trying to improve your health. Fat provides essential nutrients and store energy. Fats have more calorie per gram than protein or carbohydrate. You need to limit fats to avoid extra calories. Fats have more calories per gram than protein or carbohydrate. You need to limit fats to avoid extra calories because too much saturated fats can lead to heart disease and other health problems. If you are trying to lose weight, consider eating a small amount of food with healthy fat, such as avocados, olives, or nuts. There are so many misconceptions about eggs that egg increase the blood cholesterol level, heart disease, and many other problems. So people avoid eating eggs. But in reality, eggs contain many nutrients including zinc, iron, selenium, antioxidant, vitamin A, vitamin D, and the brain boosting chemical choline. The American Heart Association say to eat one whole egg or 2 egg white a day can be part of a healthy diet. Now, my next friend is going to discuss the remaining myth.
I am saying about the topic vegetarian diets lacks in nutrition. Some research shows that a healthy vegetarian eating plan or one made up of foods that come mostly from plants may be linked to lower levels of obesity, lower blood pressure, and a reduced risk of heart disease. But going vegetarian will only lead to weight loss if you reduce the total number of calories you take in. Some vegetarians may make food choices that could lead to weight gain, such as eating a lot of food high in sugar, fats, and calories. Eating small amounts of lean meat can also be part of a healthy plan to lose or maintain weight. The US Dietary Guidelines 2015 to 2020 have more information about including meat as part of a healthy eating plan. If you choose to follow a vegetarian eating plan, be sure you get enough of nutrients your body needs to be healthy. Not all vegetarians are the same. The types of the vegetarian's diet eaten in the United States can be vary widely. For example, vegans do not consume any animal products, including milk and egg. Lacto-ovo vegetarians eat milk and eggs along with plant foods. Some people have eating patterns that are mainly vegetarian but may include small amounts of meat, poultry, or seafood. Speak with a registered dietitian or healthcare professional if you are concerned about whether your eating plan is providing all of nutrients you need. Now we are going to the next speech.
Now we have learned about importance of proper nutrition, importance of balanced diet. If we make good nutrition an everyday habit, we can boost our immune system and can prevent from various diseases and can have better life. So stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Wow, what a video! It is a very good video and had a very good message for all of us. A big thank you to the team for their hard work and effort. We really appreciate.
Now, let's move to the conclusion part. I would like to end the event with a line that is, a good event never ends. In the world, they just take up only a pause and keep us waiting for the next.
Yes, Suvi, you said it right. This is not only the end. There are many more upcoming programs for all of us to watch. In particular, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the speaker for sharing their expertise with us, and a heartfelt thank you to all my classmates, seniors, professors, teaching staffs, non-teaching staffs, and all the academic staffs for making this program a successful one. Last but not the least, I would like to give a big thank you to everyone for watching this video and being there with us for so long. Thank you everyone. Thank you.